We're excited today to be talking to Jackie Barano, a very talented Christian artist and songwriter, and she is very excited to be releasing a song that she has written. Great is Your Faithfulness, and we're going to be talking to her about that. And Jackie, it's good to see you. You're such a good friend.
Thank you, Vince. Good to be here.
Anyways, first off, tell me a little bit about how you came to write the song.
Well, last year was a very tough time. The beginning of the year, I lost my sister suddenly in a motorcycle accident, and shortly after that, I started having a lot of physical pain, really severe headaches, ringing in my ears that was constant, and really exhausting fatigue to the point I could barely function. This caused me to go into a real deep depression, just dark time. My songwriting kind of came to a halt for a while. Just was a rough time.
I see. And what were the doctors saying? Were they able to offer any help at all?
Not really. They found I had a certain kind of arthritis in my neck that's just caused by age, and there's not really anything they could do, no surgery or anything. So kind of ended up in a real hopeless state. Was trying injections and chiropractic appointments, medications. Nothing really was helping. The ringing in my ears was like having this loud buzzing 24/7, which it was just miserable, just really miserable.
So, last year, you were in a very dark place with losing your sister and then dealing with your own severe pain for many months. How did you eventually come out of this dark place?
Well, all during that time, I had, of course, been praying, and I knew that God was faithful, and I knew that He wasn't going to leave me like that. Sometimes I wondered, but I kept my faith, and I kept serving at church. Even no matter how bad I felt, I just kept doing what I knew I was supposed to do, what God had called me to do. And then earlier this year, I finally had a procedure done that did help the neck pain and headaches to an extent, and also discovered it was one of my medications causing the ringing in my ears. So that had also gotten better. And then in February, God had put a new friend in my life who really loved my songs and wanted to record them. So we started doing some demos. He's a wonderful vocalist. And so that's what kind of started turning things around.
Well, how did that turn things around for you?
Well, it gave me a new excitement about writing my songs, and that's what I was supposed to be doing. And so I started doing anything I could to develop that skill. I took a class through Chrissy Nordoff online to be a better songwriter, and just song after song just started pouring out of me, and having the ability in my home studio to record demos with great vocalists and musicians such as yourself, and just getting the production in going, and yeah, it just started turning everything around to get more songs done.
Well, and thank you, by the way. And how did this particular song that we're about to hear come about? Well,
somewhere after a month or so, I just realized exactly how far I'd come since the pain and darkness of last year. I realized I was full of joy again, just really felt like a whole different person, and just it moved me deeply to write a song that showed the testimony of how God was faithful and brought me out of that dark place. I've always tended to write songs that come from a personal place in my heart, because I think others can relate to that better if they can connect with it emotionally. So this song just kind of fell into place, starting with expressing, I went back in my emotions and remembered how last year felt. And that's how I started, just how hopeless and just painful and hopeless and dark. And then it just, and then I, brought in the part about God being faithful, and then in the bridge, it just culminates in just ultimate worship of God for who He is, faithful, holy, worthy, mighty, etc.
Yes, He is. Not only are you a talented musician and songwriter, but you have your own home recording studio.
Yes.
Of which you actually produced this song. Tell us about the production of this song and what all went into that.
Well, I have a computer and, of course, and good recording equipment, good microphones and everything. And so in my home studio, I usually lay down the piano track first because it's kind of fundamental, and that gives all the other musicians something to play over. And I've got software that allows me to choose my own drum grooves, and so I did that too. So the drums on the track is me. And then I got you to come over and add your amazing bass to the song. Let's see, Jim Rogers came in and shared his incredible guitar talent. He laid down several guitar tracks. Let's see, Jesse McFarland, the king of the B3 is what I call him. He added Hammond B3 organ to it, which really was great. And then for my vocalist, I have my great friend Jonathan Perry, who's just amazing. He came in and sang the lead vocals, and then Lily Forbes, another amazing vocalist, came in and added her song, gospel style of vocals to the song. Then I had several people help with background vocals: Kinsley Southworth, Michelle Waller, who's my sister, Carol Chisholm, a friend from Orlando, Lily Forbes again, and myself. I'm on some background vocals. So that's pretty much what it was. And it was neat because no one sang or played at the same time, but it all just came together.
Well, I can tell you just from personal experience what a blessing it has been to be a part of this, and a lot of fun as well. And lastly, what message would you like the listeners to get from hearing your song?
I mainly want others who are suffering or struggling or going through anything, which we all do, to realize that no matter how dark the place they're in and how hard it is or hopeless it seems, that if they'll just trust God and rely on Him, He'll always be faithful to get them through it, and eventually He'll bring them out. And in the meantime, if they'll just worship Him for who He is, they can instantly be brought into His presence and lifted right out of that pit that they're in.